In honor of the upcoming Super Bowl 55, tonight we're going back in time to look at some of the most memorable and maybe not greatest Super Bowl halftime shows, and we're going to do some live commentary. Stick around, it starts right now. This is Up for Debate, episode number 197, recorded January 28th, 2021. Live commentary, Super Bowl halftime edition. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the debate show where the two hosts agree on everything. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by our own headlining act. It is Matt Mariani. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Sean. I'm ready to Super Bowl with you. I've got my Pepsi right here.
Oh, the sponsor.
The very one. Who was the first Super Bowl to be sponsored by Pepsi?
It hasn't been that long. It's been a couple years. For a long time, it was E-Trade. Back in the 90s, Bridgestone did it for a few years. Oscar Mayer did it for 1 year, which was weird. I think AOL did it for a year. A lot of companies. It's bounced around. Pepsi's been exclusive only for the last 5 or 6 years.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it should be a time that we both at least remember when. I do kind of remember. I think. Did you say Oscar Mayer was a sponsor?
Yes, we'll watch one of theirs this evening.
I loosely remember that. I don't know. Was that when we were alive? I mean, when we were around, or is that
97? Before? So, yep.
I feel like I remember that, but yeah, I'm excited to delve into these Super Bowl adventures and find out if we've lived through the worst Super Bowl halftime show ever, or was there something even worse than the Black Eyed Peas?
Well, we've got a number of tough ones we're going to be watching tonight, Matt. Obviously, people should stay tuned over the next 2 weeks. We're going to be doing our Super Bowl prop bets, and we'll be talking about this year's halftime performer, The Weeknd, who, Matt, I don't know if you saw the news today. They announced that traditionally Super Bowl halftime shows are about 15 minutes plus or minus. The Weeknd's is going to be 27 minutes this year.
Wow.
Shocking.
That's that is surprising. That is kind of surprising. Mostly because I don't know why, and I have no reason to accurately believe this, but my guess was that it was going to be a virtual performance. He wasn't going to be physically in the stadium. I mean, that could still be true.
No, they announced he will be performing in the stadium. And it will be a stadium-based show. All right,
that's good. I thought he was just going to do a show from his studio, because The Weeknd could do that.
Right.
That's his his genre, his style would definitely afford him to do that. I thought it was going to be he was at a separate location and there was a light show going on in the stadium, but.
Well, to fill that time,
27 minutes.
It's got to be some sort of visual spectacular. It's got to be effects heavy, because you can't sing straight for 27 minutes without having something to look at. So,
is he going to be the only performer?
The only one they've announced.
Okay.
That doesn't mean there can't be surprises.
I don't know.
But
yeah, we'll have to look at his collabs and see if there'll be any guest appearances. Who knows?
I don't know any of his music or anything. So it's going to be interesting. But Matt, we're looking back in time tonight. Now, I want to remind everybody this is a live commentary show, which is exciting, which means Matt and I are going to be watching these shows and commenting on them in real time. Now, we're going to have a nice new feature, Matt, versus the last time we did this, where, folks, if you want to watch the video along with us, you'll be able to go to our YouTube page, search Up for Debate on YouTube. And the YouTube version, Matt, is going to have our two talking heads, but also we'll be playing back the video of the actual show with us talking over it. So you don't have to do the thing where you sync it up yourself. We're going to do it all for you. Just go to our YouTube page and do the video version. If you're listening to the audio version, stop. Go to YouTube, watch the video. You can watch it with us. It's pretty neat. But even if you don't watch the video, you'll hear a little bit of the audio underneath us, and I still think you'll get the effect. So, Matt, are you ready to get started with our first one?
I'm ready. Let's jump in.
Now, Matt, before we get into each one, I think some of these you've seen, some of them you haven't. I'm going to give you and the folks at home a little what to look for, okay? A few things you're going to keep an eye on as we go through each of these shows. They're each about 15 minutes. First up is 2011, and it is the Black Eyed Peas halftime show. A couple things you're going to want to really look for in this. Number one, how much the technical aspect of the show simply does not work. We've got mics that aren't turned on. We've got certain visual effects that are broken and do not work. You're also going to want to pay attention to how bad of singers the Black Eyed Peas are. They truly are not good at singing. And like a lot of halftime shows that lip sync, for some insane reason, they chose to sing live. Very bad decision. And lastly, pay attention to how little they dance and physically move throughout the show. Are you ready to get started?
Oh, well, with that intro, yes, very much so. I'll be looking for all those things.
I've done my homework. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is the 2011 halftime show, The Black Eyed Peas.
The National Football League presents the Bridgestone Super Bowl 45 halftime show.
And so they're coming in on these rope sort of things that they're coming down on. A lot of folks running around them. Now, Matt, let's talk about their outfits for a split second here. A bold choice, very leather reflective elements. They're lighting up and flashing. How would you describe that look?
This is definitely they look like Super Saiyans, you know, from Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
My first glance, the shoulder pads. I think especially Fergie. Fergie looks like Vegeta from the early seasons of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
The shoulder pads. Very much so. This was what year again?
2011. Oh,
2011. Okay.
They forgot to turn on Fergie's mic for a second.
Yep. They definitely they have a vision, I think, of what they want to go for here with all those dancers and stuff.
Yes, it's very black and white. Halftime shows are usually very colorful.
It's very It's very emphasizing with the bright light.
Yep.
It's very minimalistic in a way.
Incredibly.
They're on a little stage right around the halftime, the midfield logo.
Now the people in white are all lit up.
Are those children? Or
no, I think they're adults.
So far away. Those aren't children. Okay.
Now listen here. Yeah, the live auto tune, not great. Oh, that's the other thing that's very funny is how they can't swear.
Yeah, that's right. They have to self-censor, but
Gotta get that.
They look kind of bored.
They do. They barely move. They barely move.
They just don't look that
It's
energized.
so lazy.
It looks like a kind of like a high school talent show version.
Yes.
Of them, where that one that hasn't been choreographed or just barely choreographed.
Like they just rolled out of bed.
Like they were like, oh, that's right, we entered the talent show. We better come up with a couple of dance moves.
I love these lazy circles.
Yep.
The lazy circles around that are very lopsided. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a special appearance, Matt.
Oh,
Do you know who the special guest star is?
It's gotta be.
It's got to be one of the hottest acts of 2011. Is it Katy Perry?
I'm assuming.
No, it's Slash.
It's Slash.
For some insane reason. And when I think of two of the most electric performers on the planet, I think of Fergie and Slash.
I didn't have enough time. I was gonna be like, is it Taylor Swift? Is it Katy Perry?
I love whatever accent she's doing on this.
I think she's trying to. she's trying to be Axl Rose.
Yeah, but like,
This is like
is she
Axl Rose
trying
impression.
though?
No, this is like a karaoke version of Axl. It was like when your girlfriend gets really drunk and does karaoke.
This is, and of course, Slash clearly took a lot of horse tranquilizer before he came out.
They all look so bored. They all just look so bored with this.
And of course, then Fergie. Now, Matt, I got to give you a little bit of a quick trivia quiz here during this guitar solo. Can you name the 4 members of Black Eyed Peas?
You got Fergie, Will.i.am,
Yep.
Ghostface Killah,
No. No.
the RZA,
No.
and yeah, that's all I got.
No. You're of course forgetting about Apple D App and Taboo.
Apple the app?
Apple. It's like appl.de.app. Taboo is the one in the Taboo's in the light up outfit, and the other one's Apple the App.
So those are the ancillary members of
Yes. And Fergie's no longer in the group.
members of Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, the 3 guys were together before Fergie joined. Then Fergie joined. Then Fergie left, and the 3 guys are still together.
That's right. I was gonna say, didn't Fergie she went solo, right? She had a little bit of a solo career,
Yeah.
solo adventures.
Yes, Big Girls Don't Cry was, I think, her biggest solo hit.
Yeah, that's right. Yes,
Or London Bridges, I think, was the other.
London Bridge was. Did she do that as a solo? I thought that was.
Yeah.
No, you're right. That was on their first solo album, I believe. Oh yeah, Pump It. Pump It. Where did Slash go?
He came in for just that one. He was like, I'm out. They lowered him back into the holding tank.
Yeah. He's under the underground layer.
I mean, I'll give them credit. Their music is catchy, but it's not, like, good.
I don't think that they were expecting this kind of a live performance for the Super Bowl. Like,
But why aren't they lip syncing? So many other acts do it.
I don't know. Maybe they were going for like a natural, like This Is Us naturally.
As we dress up like robots.
Maybe they just thought they were going to get crap if they didn't.
Oh no! Is this another surprise guest star, Matt?
No, it can't be. Can't be.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Is it
please welcome.
Usher?
It's Usher.
Oh, Usher.
A little more relevant.
Okay. This has to be one of the longer halftime shows, right?
It's got a good length to it.
Clocks in at like 12,
17
yeah,
minutes.
about 13 minutes.
But then Usher comes in, and I'm like, well, why didn't we just get a whole Usher show? Like, he's so much more entertaining.
Yeah. Or at least you could have given him Slash's time slot.
God, he's so smooth.
Has Usher ever hosted a halftime show?
Nope,
Like, no. That's
Nope.
such a shame.
I agree. But also, I don't think he has enough hits to really anchor a whole show. He's a great guest star.
Yeah, this guest pick was very, very well played. Now, remind me again, Sean, is this the first halftime show we got since the stretch of old, as I call it, the old white man stretch, which I think went from the nip slip all the way to 20, right, I think now actually 2011.
Good question. I'll double check the order.
Because it was right after Janet Jackson and that whole incident.
Jackson was 04, so you had a number of them. But right before this,
No, Janet Jackson. I think Janet Jackson was 2001.
no, it was 04. 01 was U2. No, before this was The Who. And before that, Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty. This really is the first not old act. Now, I also love here, Matt. Notice how the V doesn't really light up all the way.
Yeah.
It's like you have one effect in your show.
Yeah, that was 2004. Oh, I thought that was 2000.
Nope, it's love, Matt. It's love. They're all about look, and Taboo's chest now is a red heart.
Well, that's their song. Where is the love? will.i.am is pretty talented. I'm actually kind of surprised he never. Did he ever go solo?
No. Now he's doing. Do you know what he's been up to lately? He's tried to become like a tech entrepreneur and has aggressively failed at everything he's tried. It's pretty amazing. I think he's a better producer than he is a performer. Like, there are a lot of tracks he's produced that are very good.
I would give you that.
Okay, nobody's singing with you, Fergie.
Why is she yelling? Why are you yelling, Fergie?
Did you ever see the Fergie does the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game?
No.
Oh, we may play that at the end of the episode for you. Insane. She's a lunatic. It's great.
Does she do it like she's doing this right now?
Oh, yeah. Okay, but it's a national anthem, so it's very weird.
That was something. Oh, it's not over yet. They had the time of their life, Sean.
Clearly. Bring in the box-headed people, please. I think Appledy App and Taboo took a bathroom break.
Yeah, I don't see them on stage anymore. Oh, there they are. Oh, and also they're on stage with a couple of blockheads, Sean.
But watch the close-up of the blockhead people. It literally looks like they took one of those file holders like you get at Staples and just put it on their heads.
That's exactly what they probably did.
I think this show cost about $30 to make.
Yeah, it is extremely minimalist. I mean, it looks like they just strung Christmas lights around everybody, all the backup dancers. Like, I get what they're going for with the juxtaposition of them all wearing black and the background dancers wearing white. I guess it's supposed to be like a reversal. Like, you know, like there's a contrast, very clear contrast.
I mean, Matt, if you went and saw this show on like a tour, like Black Eyed Peas on tour, and they did this, I'd feel like I got ripped off a little bit.
I would probably think they were a karaoke band. I would probably do some serious research and just try to be like, is this actually Black Eyed Peas, or was this like a? Oh, now we're doing Christmas colors. Merry Christmas, everybody, from the Black Eyed Peas.
Now, Matt, the amazing thing is, you said, I think this was one of the longer Super Bowl. This was only 13 minutes.
Yeah, which I think you said in the beginning of the episode is kind of like it's like typical.
Yeah, it's actually probably shorter than some of the other ones we'll watch. So, yeah. So what did you think of the Black Eyed Peas, Matt?
Well, going in, I'm really glad you did this one first, mostly so we could just get it out of the way, because I knew that was like often considered the worst Super Bowl ever. But I couldn't really remember why it was bad. So I guess I'm thankful that that we could be reminded, that I could be reminded of why this was, probably the worst Super Bowl halftime show ever.
Now, Matt,
I feel very safe and secure saying that.
You are such a fool. You are such a fool.
There's never been a worse Super Bowl performance.
There's a reason I put this one first. It only goes downhill from here. But I thought this was a good one because this is our only modern era. We're going to be staying in the 90s for sort of the rest of the evening.
God, I wish I could stay in the 90s for longer, Sean.
Well, speaking of the 90s, Matt, we got to head over to 1997. Great year where we're going to be heading to one of your favorite cities, the New Orleans Superdome, to hang out with my friend and yours, the Blues Brothers, for Blues Brothers Bash. Now, Matt, were you a fan of the Blues Brothers 2000 film that they were more or less promoting at this point?
I'll be honest, I've never seen it.
Awful.
I saw the first Blues Brothers. Thought it was excellent. Many
Great
people.
movie.
It was very. I feel like Blues Brothers 2000 was very divisive.
It was truly awful.
Yes.
Not even like in a fun way. It was just a bad movie.
Some people will defend it though, and because they just
And
like
they
the
are
characters. But at that point, I'm pretty sure John Belushi was dead, right?
That's right. Well, you'll notice, Matt, in this halftime show, you're like, why is John Goodman on the stage? And that's because John Goodman essentially replaced him in Blues Brothers 2000.
I don't know about. Yeah, all right. So I'm kind of glad I never saw that then. I
Yeah.
like John Goodman, I do, but it's just not. It's not his role, I think.
No, it's very weird. Matt, what you're going to want to look for in this one, okay? You're going to want to start with the fact that they do aggressively lip sync in this one, and it's lazy. They clearly just don't care. You also notice there's almost no lighting, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on. And lastly, you're going to want to notice overall, I think just a lazy show. One of the lazier shows we're going to see this evening. At least the Black Eyed Peas look like they kind of tried. This one is pretty simple. Are you ready to travel to 1997?
I honestly, I have no idea how it could be possible that they're going to show less energy than the Black Eyed Peas, but I'm ready to give it a shot.
Oh, it's not that they don't, and I should be clear, the Black Eyed Peas were lazy, but Blues Brother Bash is cheap. Like,
Right.
it does seem like one of the cheapest Super Bowl halftime shows you'll see.
Well, let's go to 97. I've got my Tamagotchi ready.
Welcome to the Oscar Mayer Super Bowl 31 halftime show. Select Productions International proudly presents, in association with Radio City Productions and House of Blues Entertainment. We interrupt this program for a Fox News Channel special.
Uh-oh, what's this?
Catherine Cryer in New York.
We have just received a report that bluesman Elwood Blues has escaped from the Illinois State Penitentiary in Joliet, Illinois. Authorities think he may be traveling with two accomplices,
I love this.
Brother Z and Mighty Mac. An undisclosed source says that these men are on a mission from God.
What a
and
great
headed to the
picture.
Mecca of Rhythm and Blues, New Orleans. All in the area, please beware. Now back to our regular programming.
Welcome to Super Bowl 31.
I love the little tie-in with the Fox News alert.
Now, one thing you notice, Matt, is you notice it was presented by House of Blues Entertainment. House of Blues is majority owned by Dan Aykroyd.
Oh,
So he was making his money on this. Now, what do you think of this white curtain to hide the stage?
I'd be very afraid it would catch fire. I guess they very.
Oh, wait till you see the fireworks.
Okay. Yeah, that's scary. Right.
We hope you all enjoy the show, and please remember, people, that no matter who you are and what you do to live, thrive, and survive, there are still some things that make us all the same. You, me,
Now, this is a very dark halftime show. Jim Belushi, of course.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's John Goodman.
And he does nothing. I guess except get paid.
He's just there. So was the movie out at this time that they're
I have to
promoting?
double check. Let me Google that one.
Or was it like about to come out? And this is just a big promotion for it?
I will say, regardless of the movie, yeah, the movie was released in 1998, so this would have been close. But again, at this point, Aykroyd and Belushi were like touring and performing at House of Blues as the Blues Brothers. So they were certainly still keeping it alive regardless of the movie.
When did Belushi die?
coming to you on a touch road.
82.
Oh, okay. I thought he died in the 90s, like Farley and I guess that was like Farley, John Candy.
Yes.
Phil Hartman, or was that the 80s?
That was the 90s. Phil Hartman was
It
the 90s.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of great comedians in that span of time.
Speaking of dying, let's see how they're dying out here on the stage, Matt. I mean, they're dancing, they're hustling, and then we have kind of the Lady Blues Brothers dancers out on the field. What? Who's this guest star?
Oh no, another guest star. Whoa!
It's James Brown.
It's James
A
Brown.
very far past his prime, James Brown.
Yeah, he's looking old.
Him and his James Brown dancers. Now, what I love is there's some kind of flags or something running around the field in the background, but it's so dark, you cannot see what they are.
No, so there's
Very
really
strange.
no purpose for them to be there. I wouldn't have even seen them if you hadn't pointed them out.
Also, James Brown also lip syncing, which, you know, no shame in that. Now, Matt, let me ask you this. If you were an executive at the Oscar Mayer Corporation, do you think this halftime show would be representing your brand well?
No. I for one, I have not seen the Oscar Mayer mobile, the Wiener mobile.
That would have been great.
I have not seen that at all. I think they should have had the Blues Brothers drive in. They should have been hiding in the back of the Wiener mobile. They could have jumped out of the trunk. And
See, now
performing on the roof.
Now, Matt, when I talk about the cheapness of the show, I'd like to point out James Brown right now is in an unadorned, regular scissor lift, one you could find anywhere. He's not strapped into any safety harness, which is illegal, as this very elderly man is being raised high into the air.
Maybe it's not illegal in New Orleans, Sean. A lot of things are legal.
I've been in those lifts, and you have to have a lot of safety harnesses on. I cannot believe they just let him in that thing. And he's dancing in it. You could have seen the end of James Brown on live television in 1997. Maybe that's a reason to tune in. I don't know.
I'm still amazed those giant shower curtains didn't catch fire at the beginning. And then James Brown slept for 2 days after that performance.
Matt, was this another special guest star? Who could this
There's
be?
The Wienermobile.
No, it's not the Wienermobile. It is another iconic car.
Is it the presidential motorcade? Is that President Bill Clinton in that little car?
No, do you see the Z on the side? It's ZZ Top.
Wait, but they weren't in the car?
No, they were on the stage. Some imposter was in the ZZ Top mobile.
Why they could have had the Blues Brothers driving the ZZ Top mobile.
That would have been
cool. Opportunity. Where's ZZ Top from? Are they from New Orleans?
I don't think so, but let me find out. They formed in Houston, Texas.
Okay. Because they are definitely like a southern rock.
Oh, 100%.
You got that sound, yeah.
I don't know why they went to the wide shot there. There was nothing to look at. There we go. Got some motorcycle action.
There's a lot of stuff going on there. Right?
Now, imagine, Matt, right? You're in the Superdome. It's 1997. You're watching the Super Bowl. And at halftime, every one of your senses is assaulted by the smoke, the fumes of the roar of motorcycles, and the screaming sound of ZZ Top.
And not to mention, Sean, this is in a domed stadium, so you're indoors.
It's absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's amazing that
And thanks for partying with the people. And now let us give you some loving.
Oh, the Blues Brothers are back. They're here to reclaim the stage.
And let's give it up for Cowbell Guy right here, who gets a prime spot.
Well, my temperature's rising and my feet on the floor. 20 people rocking and they wanna go more. Tell me in, baby, I don't know what you got, but you better take it easy. This place is hot. So glad I made it.
Again, just driving all over the field.
Sean Goodman is trying so hard to stay in step with.
How much do you think they paid him to be there?
Too.
It's got to be an obscene amount he got paid.
Yes, I would say 6 figures for sure. Something like it.
Well, I feel so good, everything's
Oh,
Oh, they got James Brown off the
James
foot
Brown
run.
is back too.
been a hard day and I don't know what to do. Wait a minute, baby, it could happen to you. So glad I made it. So glad I made it. You gotta give me some love.
Jim Belushi improving some dance there with James Brown.
Yes, that was fun to watch.
Very awkward, man.
I really don't like their leopard jackets. They clash with the rest of their red outfit. It's not a good look, I think.
It's the epitome of. If I had to describe this whole show in a single word, tacky.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of tackiness going on. You got
Top
the
to
leopard
bottom.
drum kit. I don't understand his hat. The hat of the is that the bassist? No, not the bassist. Next to the bassist. I guess the guitarist.
The sort of,
Wearing
you mean
a
like
win-
the
it's like a winter
beanie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a winter beanie. In New Orleans, in
A band from Texas. Just the worst dancing. Just the worst white guy dancing.
John Goodman, at least he looks like he's having a good time. It's almost over.
I was about to say, he gets to go
Yeah.
home.
He gets to go home and get paid.
Well, there you have it, Matt. The Blues Brothers Bash.
Okay, I have to ask Sean, who is Dinky Patterson?
So up on the screen it says it's dedicated to the memory of Dinky Patterson.
Who is that? Yeah, here's some Googling going on.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole article, Sober Moments at Halftime. Oh, this article is from 1997. Oh, Matt, this is perfect. The Super Bowl halftime show last night was dedicated to the memory spirit of Laura Dinky Patterson, the performer killed during a bungee jump rehearsal on Thursday at the Louisiana Superdome.
Oh, wow.
Police are leaning towards the likelihood that too much rope was let out by volunteers working the show. Patterson's jump was to have concluded the halftime extravaganza. And I guess it killed her. I did not know that story.
Yikes. So she was a dancer that was supposed to perform in this halftime show.
Yes, she was supposed to be, I guess, lowered down at some point during the show or jumped down at some point during the show. I'm assuming they cut that bit from the final version after she died, but I guess a bunch of them were probably supposed to bungee jump in. And unfortunately, they believe there was too much rope.
Oh. So I guess there was supposed to be a big bungee jump event. Okay.
Wow.
Dinky
Now I feel bad about all the mean things I said.
Well, I mean, she didn't plan this Super Bowl halftime show out herself, and also, well, maybe it was supposed to be more exciting, but then this happened. Maybe they had to curtail it a bit.
All the big stunts got canceled.
That's poor Dinky Patterson.
So, go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say maybe when I first saw the name, I thought maybe it was like a football player, or a relative, like a coach or something. Old Dinky Patterson,
No disrespect, but Dinky is kind of a whack nickname.
I don't know. This was a different time. This was the 90s. Like people had like all kinds of nicknames back then.
Dinky. Matt Dinky Mariani. I like it. Now, Matt, do you think was that better or worse than the Black Eyed Peas?
I actually have to say that was a little bit better.
Okay.
A little bit better. Not much, but I think the random Slash appearance in Black Eyed Peas brought it down a couple notches to especially because he was just the most unenthused I've ever seen him. And also, everybody was unenthused. At least there was some enthusiasm in this, Sean. People looked like they were having some kind of fun.
Look, hey, the Blues Brothers were rocking it up there. No doubt about it.
They were. The Blues Brothers were rocking it. You had ZZ Top was kind of getting into it.
They were great.
Their outfits were questionable with that snow cap. But at the very least, I think they all looked like they were having fun. Black Eyed Peas, they looked like a shadow of themselves, an imitation.
Well, Matt, we've got to keep going back. We haven't gone back far enough. So we're going to get back in the time machine. We're going to go from 1997. We're going to travel all the way back to 1991.
Okay.
And we're going to check out this. Walt Disney World presents an all-kids salute to It's a Small World. A mouthful. This is an all-kids Super Bowl halftime show. Over 2,000 kids will participate in this event. Okay?
Wow. All right.
Now, here's what you're going to want to look for. First of all, many false endings. You're going to think this thing ended 5 times before it actually does. Because they do a big ramp up, and you're like, yeah, good show. And then they keep going. But, Matt, the other thing, and you're going to catch on this quickly, remember, January 1991, you're going to quickly realize that real-world events outside the Super Bowl are going to have a bit of an impact on this halftime show. Let's see if you can pick it up. Are you ready?
Is Saddam Hussein going to make a surprise appearance?
You're not far off, but let's take a look. It gets weird. Here we go. Let's go to 1991.
Ladies and gentlemen, boy, do we have a show for you. And it's an all-kids cast. On behalf of the 2,000 children performing tonight, we'd like to dedicate this halftime show to all the servicemen and women who are protecting us in the Persian Gulf. And now, live from Tampa Stadium, it's the first ever all-kids Super Bowl halftime show!
You kid.
Is that kid wearing a wig?
I think he was. He was wearing a newscaster's wig.
Newscaster wig? Nice. Nice touch.
Walt Disney World and the National Football League proudly present a small world salute to 25
Now, do you think that the drunk dads at home watching this Super Bowl, do you think they were mad at this, or do you think they were just not, I'll use this time to go to the can?
Matt, I don't think they were home. I think they were serving our country in the Persian Gulf.
Oh, that's right.
So we've got a bunch of little cheerleaders here. And these small children are singing about how they want to get a big buff football man.
I thought they said they wanted to score a touchdown.
No, it's all about getting you have to be a cheerleader to get a football man.
Oh.
Well, if it It's Minnie, and who's that, Matt, with
O.J.
Minnie?
Simpson.
No, Matt. No, that's Houston Oilers quarterback and NFL icon Warren Moon.
Oh, I think he just passed away recently.
I think so, too.
I'm going to confirm that before I spread rumors, but I just heard his name recently used. No, he's still alive, Sean.
Oh, that's good.
My mistake. He's only
Actually, never won a Super Bowl, and is not in this one.
I don't know why I heard his name that recently. But he's still alive, very much still alive. Very happy to say.
All right, we're shifting gears here, Matt. We got a whole new group of kids coming in. We got Goofy, we got Roger Rabbit. We just had a big hit movie not far before this.
Sean, is that the Rocky theme song I hear?
It sure is.
Hey, looking good, fellas. Okay.
Roger Rabbit?
Yep. They're teaching good stretching.
I guess now that he was acquitted, he got to get a nice job coaching a children's football team.
That's right. Kids who sort of follow the choreography.
They're doing their best.
Whoa! Hey, take 5. On second thought, I'll take 10. No, I'm ready to win one for the Zipper.
I would not want Roger Rabbit coaching my football team.
I wouldn't want Roger Rabbit near any children. And we've got a very bad helicopter shot.
I think that was mostly to just show off the fact that they could.
Oh, look at these umpires.
Dale? Oh, someone forgot the choreography. Okay. Wait.
Shit.
Did they just name a bunch of random NFL teams?
They're going to name every team.
Nice.
Of course, there were a lot less NFL teams back then.
Oh. Gotta censor that, Sean. In future. The Washington football team.
Now, Matt, we've had an all-football halftime show. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, are we gonna get a special guest?
Soon. But first, very cute kid, very great bowl cut.
Oh, you gotta remember the troops, Sean. Yeah.
The real heroes are in the Middle East protecting peace for all of us kids.
Where are they showing this on the stadium? Is there a jumbotron?
On the Jumbotron, I assume. I mean, I'll give the kid credit. He's pretty good, and that's got to be, like, the most nerve-wracking thing to ever do as a kid is, like, sing in front of the goddamn Super Bowl.
Yeah, basically the entire world. Oh, the Cub Scouts.
Yep, they got all the U.S. So we've gone from a football show to, like, an America support the troops show.
I don't think that's his hair either. I'm gonna go ahead and say that might also be a wig.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, special guest.
there are some very special guests at
Who's this going to be?
Michael Jackson.
representing every one of our 50 states and all branches of our armed forces are children of some of the brave Americans who have been deployed through Operation Desert Storm in the Persian Gulf. please welcome them as we honor their mothers and fathers who proudly serve our country.
Wow. Touching. And we're not done with special guests, Matt.
I know. I heard this was definitely where Michael Jackson steps in.
No, better.
President George H.W. Bush.
Sunshine State and around the world, enjoying this wonderful game.
What a pleasure it is to say hello to all the young people on the field tonight. Looking at you, it's easy to see why America can count on a bright and hopeful future.
Well, that's right. And you make us all very proud. But today we should recognize the men and women in our armed forces. Far away from home, they protect freedom in the Persian Gulf and around the world. And just as we salute these brave Americans, let's remember their families on the field with you today in Tampa. To the children of these men and women, let me say that as this and every day draws to a close, it's your mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, who are the true champions, the true heroes in our country.
All right.
Yes. Just
USA.
Not only do they have the
Getting all
heartfelt
teary-eyed.
thanks and gratitude of this president, but of all Americans as well.
On behalf of the whole Bush family, thank you for allowing us to be with you tonight.
And God bless you all, and God bless all freedom-loving people around the world.
Wow. Look at that, USA on the field. And that's the end of the show, Matt. Give him a round of applause.
Yeah, very nice.
Wasn't that
stuff.
beautiful? It was a good halftime show.
Excellent.
Cue the fireworks,
Yeah.
and we're out of here. Awesome.
Well done.
So good.
Well done, kids.
And now,
What?
our grand finale.
Oh!
From all of us at Walt Disney World to
Uh-oh.
everyone
What's
watching
this?
today, a wish for peace throughout this, our small, small world.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
It's a small world.
Oh, yeah, that was the theme. That was originally the theme. That was
Before
the
we
theme.
went to war, right before the Super Bowl.
That would be like if right now the weekend comes out. in their current season. Oh, yeah, now it's the weekend. Forgot all about that.
Now, you gotta love, right? We've got all these multicultural kids, and even all the Disney characters are dressed up multiculturally, except Mickey, who's wearing the Uncle Sam outfit.
Yeah. Pooh, Winnie the Pooh is repping Canada. Okay, that's mildly offensive, maybe.
It's, at best, simplistic of culture.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
This is definitely Disney.
Oh,
Doing
boy.
this Disney stuff.
They're all
Okay.
holding hands.
Did they get the rights to all these songs, Sean?
They're Disney. They can do whatever they want.
Even back then?
What are you gonna do, sue them?
Yeah, people sued Disney all the time in the 90s. Remember that whole thing with Disney, Euro Disney?
That's true. Who could forget?
Michael Eisner?
What? That wasn't the end.
Whoa! Is that Boys to Men?
No. But I'm sure Coca-Cola is proud to present them.
And now, to honor our armed forces
New
children,
Kids on the Block?
Coca-Cola proudly presents the
It's an all-kids halftime show, isn't it, Matt?
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, all kids, yeah. New Kids on the Block.
So it's gone from a football-centric show to U.S.-centric show to It's a Small World to New Kids on the Block. I have whiplash.
The kids seem to enjoy them.
I mean, they were pretty big at the time.
Oh, they definitely were. New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits.
They sure did, Matt. Oh. There we go, Matt. Bringing it home.
They each adopted a kid. We're going to take one of these kids home today.
And now look, Matt, we got the big balloon Disney characters as well in the background there.
Yeah.
They really pulled out all the stops.
This one's for the troops.
Oh, this poor kid. Oh, no.
Oh, he looks so scared.
At this point, I can't believe it's still going.
Oh.
And now the stands are a rainbow.
Yeah, that's impressive.
The stand work is very good.
This looks like it costs quite a bit of money.
Yes. Well, can you imagine wrangling all those kids?
It's very, very.
Like, where are their parents?
Very expensive. Well, Sean, they're in Iraq. We established that. They're in the Persian Gulf.
That's right.
So Mickey's watching them all until they get back. Oh, right.
Yeah, that was 1991's A Salute to It's a Small World.
Excellent.
An odd show, to say the least.
Sean, that was my favorite one yet.
It's great. I will say that's probably my favorite of all time, because it is odd, and it is entertaining, but also weird. But Matt, I have a fun fact about this show that's going to absolutely blow your mind.
Those weren't kids. They were.
That's right. They were adults dressed as kids.
Yeah.
No, Matt. What if I told you nobody saw this halftime show?
What do you mean nobody saw it?
What if I told you this whole event took place in the stadium in January of 1991, but instead of it being broadcast during halftime, instead, halftime was taken over by a live news report featuring Peter Jennings of ABC News. And this never actually aired during the halftime of the 1991 Super Bowl.
Sean, that would be a pretty big screw up if
Isn't that amazing?
True.
Yep. And you can actually, so what happened was they taped the halftime show, and Peter Jennings went on across the country on TV and did the halftime news update of Operation Desert Storm. And then some stations had the option to replay the halftime at the end of the game, but very few actually chose to do so. So while it lives on in YouTube, in 1991, almost nobody saw it.
So instead they just watched, and nobody like thought that was strange when they were just watching what should have been the halftime show, and instead this news report came on. Like nobody called the station and was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Nope, it was an ABC News special report. You can find that news report on YouTube from the Super Bowl, and it really is just Peter Jennings giving updates on what's going on in the Middle East.
For like exactly the amount of time it would take for the halftime. Maybe people thought that was just normal because we were at war. That was just what it was.
That the news was big at the time, and like I said, I can't imagine what the planners of that show who've been, it takes like 6 months a year to plan a Super Bowl halftime show. For this wrench to be thrown in their plans at the very last minute, I think it's an impressive outcome. But the funny thing is, nobody saw it.
Wow, I mean, you hear things like that. I'm still surprised, but you hear like about the infamous Heidi game, right? The Heidi incident.
Yes,
where they showed
absolutely.
like Was that the 1969 Super Bowl?
I don't think it was a Super Bowl. I think it was just a regular game, but it was
Or
very
maybe-
close.
It was a playoff game. It was an important playoff game.
Yes,
I remember.
and it was a big comeback, and the game ran over, and they decided to start playing the Heidi movie instead of showing the end of the incredible comeback.
Yes, this was the infamous Heidi game. Was a name given in 1968 AFL game between the Oakland Raiders and the visiting New York Jets.
I mean,
it was
now
on November 17th, 1968, in which Oakland scored 2 touchdowns in the final minute. Wow. To win the game 43-32. So many viewers on the East Coast missed the end of the game because they played the television film Heidi over it. Yeah. But you hear about like these broadcasting screw-ups, I guess, happening. And
well, we talked on the show. We talked on the show famously about the second week of the original XFL running into Saturday Night Live with J-Lo, famously pissing off Lorne Michaels as it went into their time slot.
Don't you love live television, Sean?
You know, Matt, there's truly nothing like it.
It's just such a high speed, high powered, nervous ball of nerves.
Truly anything can happen. Matt, we've got one more show for you, okay? And this one is widely considered to be the worst Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, I'm ready.
We're going to travel a little bit farther back. We're going to go to 1989. And we're going to watch Bebop Bamboozled, a 3D magic spectacular.
I'll get my 3D glasses on, Sean.
Now, this is an incredible event for a number of reasons. All the years before this were basically like halftime marching bands, right? They never did any big acts before this. But this year, Fox was actually putting on competition at halftime. They had a live in living color episode that actually competed with Bebop Bamboozled. It was at that point the NFL decided they had to focus on big acts, and next year, in 1990, was Michael Jackson, and it's been major acts ever since. This show, what you're going to want to look for, Matt, obviously the magic element. There's a major magic trick that kind of basically doesn't work. You're also going to want to watch how hard it is to see most of the magic happening and how weird Elvis Presto is. Are you ready?
I'm definitely ready for some magic, Sean.
Now, we're going to start this one with Bob Costas introducing it. And he's actually going to play, because the 3D was the big gimmick, they actually play a 3D Diet Coke commercial before the actual event. So let's take a look at that in our next clip. Now, I do have to skip ahead here. Oh, what do you mean this video contains content from the NFL who has blocked it from display on this website or application? What's that about? All right. Give me a second, Matt. Let's vamp while I pull in.
Well, speaking of live television, we've got some live issues of our own.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull first the Bob Costas clip, which is this one right here. And let me add it. See if this works.
All right, Sean's going to do some live editing here.
Okay, folks, welcome back to Miami and halftime of Super Bowl 23. You know, in a classic Honeymooners episode, Ralph Cramden once claimed that he wouldn't own a television set because he was waiting for the advent of 3D. Well, Ralphie boy, wherever you are, we hope you're watching now, because here goes the first ever network broadcast in 3D. You're about to see an elaborate music and magic spectacular featuring tunes from the 50s and hosted
89.
By the immortal
which is
Elvis
weird because it seems
Presto.
much earlier.
Elvis will perform the biggest ever card trick, where folks in the stadium will select a card, and it'll be revealed in a most
Bob Costas
unique way.
so
It's almost
sarcastic.
too exciting to bear, isn't it? Well, if you've got the special 3D glasses, now's the time to put them on.
Funny guy, actually.
Just in case you
Well,
can't
he's
figure
great.
it out,
I'm a
the
big
dark
Bob
lens
Costas fan.
He's pretty
goes
awesome.
over your right eye.
Listened to an
And
interview
obviously,
recently.
after the show is over, you'll probably want to keep wearing these for cosmetic purposes. If you don't have the glasses, the picture on your screen will be as clear as ever. But first, of course, a word from our sponsor. Hold your breath, America. It's the first commercial ever in 3D.
Now, Matt, these are the
All
red
right,
and blue
now,
style
before we go
glasses.
any further, I'd just like to say publicly, this is the single proudest moment of my life. Okay, it's showtime. We're going to throw out a magic potion, a magic word or two, and see what happens.
He's selling this pretty
Abracadabra.
hard.
Hocus pocus. Elbert Icky Woods?
One.
NFL and Magicom Entertainment present a Super Bowl halftime extravaganza. Starring at Prince of Prestidigitation, Elvis Presto. It's Bebop Bamboozle.
This is a very, very late night 70s show vibe so far.
It is. It's unpleasant. Now let me.
So this is the one that NFL chooses to block. They choose to block this one, but not the Black Eyed Peas, not.
That's exactly. They don't want people to know this.
This is the one. It has a very strange Star Wars holiday special vibe to it.
I'm gonna have to keep looking to see if I can find it because
it's like Lucas with the Star Wars holiday special. Just does not want anybody to know it ever existed. Gonna try to block any element. Of course, that means that we are more inclined to want to find it. Because what could they possibly be hiding? I can't.
Yeah, Matt, I don't think I'm going to be able to. Let me just try one last thing. Sometimes people upload the entire Super Bowl with the commercials and everything, and I'm going to see. Yeah, here's an hour 55. Let's see if it's part of this, or if they correctly cut it out. Looks like they do in that one. Oh boy, Matt, this is disappointing. I will say, I can show you this clip. So we'll watch a clip of him just introducing the Magic Act, so you folks at home can get a taste for it. Let's see if they'll take this one. Okay, let's watch him introduce the magic trick.
You're gonna find this card trick's gonna blow your mind. But first you have to pick a card. Come on and concentrate real hard.
You gotta concentrate real hard.
You pick your card by clapping hands. So everybody in the stand, let's hear it for your card because your choice depends on your applause.
You're gonna pick a card with
So-
the plus. You're gonna pick a card with the plus.
Which card it's gonna be depends on just how loud you clap, my friend. Card 1, 2, 3, 4. Now clap for the card that you adore.
So he's Elvis, an Elvis impersonator that's also a magician.
That's right. It's a 50s themed magic show.
Elvis Presley.
So what are you going to applaud for? The Jack of Clubs?
3 of diamonds.
No,
The 3 of Diamonds?
maybe. I think I'm feeling the 3 of Diamonds.
The King of Hearts?
Yeah.
Oh, people like the King of Hearts.
I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one. I would applaud for the King of Hearts.
Was a King of Hearts the card you chose? Only Mr. Presto knows. Prepare for my most mystifying feat. The card you chose is under your seat.
For his most mystifying feat, the card you chose is under your seat.
Wait, but he could have just planned this all around the King of Hearts. It's kind of hard when an entire massive stadium-wide audience chooses a card.
Now, the best part of this is, so everyone's holding up their seat cushions to reveal what card was chosen. Let's go to the helicopter shot to see what they chose. Can you read anything in those stands?
No, I can see the King of Hearts is on the field.
Yeah. It's supposed to read it in the stands.
It's supposed to read the cards that they chose.
It's supposed to be King of Hearts in the stands.
That
And-
looks like
and
it's
you
something
cannot-
nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, there's a great, if anyone is bored like me, there's a great NFL Films mini, like 8-minute long documentary about this halftime show on YouTube where they interview like the people who created it and the guy who played Elvis Presto. It's really interesting, but I learned that it's a company that makes magic tricks and does illusions and things like that. And they claim, and I kind of believe them, they claim that really the audience applause did pick the card. Like they did not pre-plan to pick the king. And he says, no, that was 100% real, but we're not going to tell you how they did the trick. My guess is that whatever they unveiled on the field was ready to be any of the cards. And I don't know what the deal was with the seat cushions, but even they admitted, they're like, yeah, that didn't really work. You couldn't really see them.
Bold move, trying to do a magician halftime. Going into watching this, I was kind of like, I think I mentioned in an earlier episode, like why is it always a music performer? Why can't it ever be something else? And I kind of see why, because what else really can it be? I guess you can have like jugglers or like a
monster
acrobats
trucks
or something, monster trucks maybe, but ultimately, I guess music is like the safe bet, so to speak.
I just think you can, like, if you gave David Blaine or like a who's the Mind Freak guy?
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel. If you gave Chris Angel a halftime show, I bet it'd be awesome, right?
Yeah.
I just think this was like so overly cheesy, and the card trick. So Matt, you learn in this little NFL Films documentary, the original pitch for this halftime show was it was going to be a medieval. There were going to be jousters on horses, and it was all going to be overseen by a magic wizard. And that was going to be the magic element to it. I think that would have been a far more interesting show.
That sounds awesome. I think I would ship for that for the next halftime show. That sounds like a great one. I would absolutely want to see some jousting going on the field. And then maybe an errant jousting blade could hit Tom Brady right in the leg.
Hey, just get the people who do medieval times to come and do it. They do it every night.
Then we'd have a halftime show.
Now, Matt, it's up to you. We can wrap here, or I have a backup show since Elvis Presto didn't work.
Let's do the backup show.
You want to do the backup show?
Let's do it.
I can go all night. I was in bed last night just watching these on YouTube. It was great.
I mean, I'm sure every one of them merits a talking conversation.
We're gonna go to 1990. I hope that they let me play. We're gonna go to 1995 because it's a really strange one. It's a good one, but it's a strange one. Matt, this is, again, another Walt Disney produced show. They did a couple of these back at this time. And this one is called Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. Have you seen this one?
I haven't, but you were telling me about it last episode.
It's an all original Indiana Jones story told through action and music. Are you ready?
Absolutely. I love me some Indiana Jones.
Oh, this one's right up your alley, Matt. Let's go to 1995.
Hold on. I got a bad feeling about this. Bring to me the trophy.
So we've got sort of a Forbidden Temple set. We got some folks on stilts.
Already, I could see this halftime show being a big problem in 2020.
This is like when you say music is better than, like, this is the kind of overall show I get excited. Now the trophy that Indiana Jones has to get is the Lombardi Trophy, the Super Bowl trophy.
Of course. Is that the actual Lombardi Trophy, or it's got to be a replica? I think, right?
Absolutely not.
That is the Lombardi Trophy.
Why, Matt, if that isn't the lovely Miss Patti LaBelle playing our villain.
Great.
Rock and soap, Miss Patti LaBelle.
She's not a good lip syncer.
Now what? Oh, this is 1995 halftime show. Sean, this Super Bowl featured your San Diego Chargers.
They sure did. Certainly didn't win.
Nope, they lost to the 49ers, but they were in it. They were in the Super Bowl. An all California Super Bowl.
That's right. Battle of the Bay. Except not at all. So we've got a lot of different dancers, and they're all kind of it's like vaguely Middle Eastern, I guess. I don't know what sort of ethnic origin would you trace this show to?
I mean, I would probably. This is like that Indiana Jones, like where it's supposed to be just a random South Pacific or Mid Pacific tribe. I think if it's styled after Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's probably like somewhere in the remote jungles of South America,
where the Lombardi Trophy is.
Of course.
Uh-oh, what's this, Matt? We got two folks parachuting in on fire.
Those are the Nazis trying to get the trophy.
No, better.
Oh, it's Indy.
Just pandemonium.
Why were they on fire?
Oh, we got some action. We got the whip. He's very weakly punching people.
Miriam's kicking some butt. Oh, she was. She was kicking some butt.
Fake rubber snakes.
Wow.
Oh my God!
She lit that man on fire. Yikes. Sean, this is what we needed during that. Remember that really boring Super Bowl?
Yes.
Broncos Seahawks, where it was just a complete blowout.
This is great. I love the action.
Absolutely, yeah. Or Patriots Rams.
They're sort of going through some sort of marketplace, I guess. They're.
Tony Bennett. Has Tony Bennett ever not looked old?
No, I think he was old when he first started in the
He's
40s.
One of those people that's just born old. He looks kind of confused.
Yeah, I don't know if these guys had a lot of prep, because Patti LaBelle also looked kind of confused. So maybe they were like just at the game and they're like, hey, would you guys mind filling in?
Yeah, it could be.
This is so exciting. You are so inviting. Resting in
He's also not the most exciting, like, physical performer.
to the magic sound.
Is this a trumpet man that we should know about?
It's Arturo Sandoval.
Is he a famous trumpeter?
He is. He's a jazz trumpeter, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient.
Wow.
An iconic jazz performer.
Oh, sorry, Sean. Your Chargers are down 28-10. Looks like they have some time to bounce back, though.
Yeah, there's still half a game to go.
Still half a game left. Well, at least you would have been able to enjoy this, whatever's going on here. This
Yeah,
show.
well, yeah. I was about to say, for an Indiana Jones show, we sure haven't gotten a lot of Indiana Jones.
No, he was barely in it. He just
They should have had Tony Bennett play Indiana Jones. That would have been exciting.
Yeah. Yes, they totally could have. He could have set that man on fire. Oh, uh-oh.
The ninjas are back.
Oh, no. They got the trophy.
Some very light stunt work. You think it's the same guy who plays Indiana Jones in the live show at Disney World?
You know what? I was actually thinking that going in. I remember watching that at MGM.
Great
Studio.
show.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's still running.
I saw it a few times, and one time I saw it, like every time I saw it was different because I guess if it rains, there's like a regulation where he can't, like he was supposed to drop in from the ceiling, but instead he came up through like a trap door in the stage. I always thought that was cool. It's like they planned for everything. Wait, where did Tony Bennett go?
He's probably killed.
Oh no, the ninjas.
Oh, look at those rubber spikes. Look out, Indy.
Yikes.
He got it, or did he?
Patty LaBelle's happy for him.
Indiana Jones, you got your trophy back. So now tell me, sugar, what's next?
I'm giving it to the winner of Super Bowl 29.
Indy's gonna present the Super Bowl trophy?
Yeah, he stole it from the commissioner so he could give it to the winning team. Oh,
There's Tony Bennett.
can you feel the love tonight? Now, you got to remember, that movie came out in 94. This is January of 95. That song is utterly massive. You can't not have it in the Indiana Jones show.
It's a fresh song.
Lots of fire. See, that's what's great about the outdoor stadiums, is you can really get the fireworks going.
This was definitely quite a production. I matter of fact, I almost forgot this was like a football game. Like this was even taking place on a football stadium.
No, Disney did a great job.
Very
they did
good camera work. Yeah. Although I would kind of feel bad for the people that were like sitting behind
We'll
the
be
stage.
back with more from Super Bowl 29.
I feel like they might miss a lot
About
of,
upcoming
of,
shows
of the
on
live action.
ABC.
Now, Matt, there was another really strange Disney one that I opted not to show you from January of 2000, which was the Tapestry of Nations show produced by Disney, which is very slow, very weird, and very dramatic, where it's got Christina Aguilera and Enrique Iglesias singing Celebrate the Future Hand in Hand, and then Phil Collins gets a big Two Worlds solo. Very odd. But Disney had some fun ones.
Those are some interesting choices. I definitely think they were all big names at the time, right? Like Phil Collins did the music for Tarzan, so that was kind of around that same
One
time.
Family from Tarzan, which had just come out the year prior. So,
right.
But this was when. So Tapestry of Nations, not to get into it too much, but Tapestry of Nations was a big show they were putting on at Epcot at the time as part of their Millennium Celebration. And they had these very strange, I won't show you the whole show. I'll put them up on screen here, though, so you can see them. But they had these very strange, like, giant puppet creatures that would, like, hang around Epcot and would do a parade. And so they basically just took that and used it for this here. So let me just pull this up so you can just see a little bit of it. Yeah, so you can see they had these very strange, giant... all like these stilt walkers. Yeah, very odd.
Super Bowl Millennium.
Yeah, of course, it was played on the Super Bowl was on ABC, of course, owned by Disney, so no surprise there. So, Matt, that was our in-depth look into the history of the Super Bowl halftime show. What do you think?
I think we need to do this again. I think there are many more Super Bowl halftime shows out there that merit looking into.
Matt, we could do a whole hour. We could do a whole hour on just the pre-Elvis Presto Super Bowls that were like Winter Magic, where it's just a marching band and ice skaters, like where they were all like really just weird, not good, just weird. And we could certainly do one on the more modern one. So yeah, I think in future years we'll have to take a look. But we certainly went through some of the weirder ones tonight.
Yeah. My favorite was that I would say that Disney one, the one that the kids did. The kids did a great job, and then it turns out that was the one that no one got to see.
But that's one of those things. Like the first time I watched that, I knew nothing about the like Gulf War connection, and so where it starts, it's like the first kid's like, "Art to support our men," and I'm like, "Okay, that was weird." And then it's like, then the kid does, "You ever know you're my hero with that?" And I'm like, is something going on? And then the president comes on. I'm like, what the hell is this? I totally Google it. I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Definitely need a background check for that one.
Quite odd. But Matt, the good news is we're going to come back next week and do our annual Super Bowl prop bets. How are you feeling about that?
I'm pretty excited about it. We'll have to make some amendments since there's no a lot of our prop bets I remember would rely on things like Bill Belichick's attire and things like that. But I guess we'll have Andy Reid. We'll probably do something about how big his mustache is, or how more importantly how big his face mask is. Will he be wearing the big shield through the game, or will he opt for something more subtle?
There is a lot of dumb stuff you can pick, Matt, and we're definitely going to do it. Of course, we'll always do our classic favorites, the coin toss, the length of the national anthem. We're going to, of course, do our halftime set list challenge, where we have to figure out what the weekend songs are, and then we'll decide which ones we think he's going to play. And, of course, yes, we'll pick the color of the Gatorade, maybe one of our more iconic challenges. But, Matt,
you're going to have to load up the Spotify over the weekend. Over the weekend. Over the weekend.
Hey, get a load of this guy. Matt, I'm really embarrassed because you've won 4 out of 5 of these Super Bowl prop bet challenges.
Sure have.
And it's a shameful shame on me. So
I am the deflate gator of our Super Bowl prop bets so far. So you've got a little bit of catching up, I think.
I don't know what your secret sauce is, but gosh darn it, I'm here and I'm ready to be
Gatorade. That's my secret. I pay them. Well, that's actually one that none of us, I think, have ever won. Is that right?
The Gatorade? No, I won it in 2019.
Yes.
When they jumped blue. But Matt, I will say, you have correctly picked the winner of the Super Bowl in every single one of these. Do you know that?
No, I don't. I really didn't.
I have a whole spreadsheet. Yes, it's 100% true. I have the records to prove it. You've never missed.
That's pretty
crazy. The question is, can you keep it up this year?
Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah, don't spoil your pick yet.
I won't. I definitely won't. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, it's going to be fun. We're going to do the picks next week and then announce the winners the following week. And, of course, you can tweet live with us during the Super Bowl, one of my favorite annual traditions, over at Up for Debate TV. So, Matt, we are going to wrap it up here. I think we've plugged enough, but what a blast this has been. Going through the past, hope you all have enjoyed it as much as we have, of course. You can listen to all of our past Super Bowl prop bets on our website, upfordebate.tv, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts to get those next couple great episodes. You can tweet at us at UpForDebateTV or email us upfordebatetv@gmail.com. And I think that's going to do it here. So on behalf of Matt, I'm Sean. Thanks for joining us. This halftime is over. Let's return you to the third quarter in progress.